I'm Larry Aylward, custom content editor for Meister Media Worldwide, the publisher of Crop Life magazine. I'd like to welcome Paul Welbig, Raven's Director of Business Development. Paul is going to answer some questions about how Raven is using its precision agricultural technology to help ag retailers identify and solve efficiencies. First, a little bit about Paul. He has been with Raven, a global leader in precision agricultural technology, for more than 20 years. He's a self-described farm kid that earned an agronomy degree from South Dakota State University and has always enjoyed finding ways where technology and agriculture can intersect to help improve productivity and profitability in farming operations. Paul, welcome.
Thanks, Larry. Great to be here.
It's good to have you. Paul, talk about some of the labor and efficiency challenges ag retailers are facing in the field and why it has never been more important for them to maximize every machine hour in the field.
Yeah, well, it is a major concern and a challenge for our customers across the country. When we go talk with our ag retailer customers and want to understand their business and what challenges they're facing, labor challenges typically rise to the top of that list. It's just getting harder and harder to find help to run these operations, these businesses. And a big part of that is the actual application equipment that they do, a lot of the spreading and spraying for their growers out in their regions. And so you can imagine a lot of these retailers have a lot of equipment to do custom application. And the last thing you want to see is this equipment being parked in the yard during the busiest time of year. We don't have a lot of time to get the crop in the ground, get it fertilized and get it sprayed. And these companies have made massive investments in the equipment to make that a reality, only to find themselves sometimes struggling to find a skilled operator to run that. So that speaks to the criticality of it all, why it's important. Those are dollars and cents that are not being leveraged on a return basis or a profitable basis for these companies. And so, they've been seeking ways to figure out a better way to do that and to become more efficient and to get those wheels rolling, especially when the timing is most critical.
Paul, what technologies does Raven offer retailers to help them gain efficiency in the field?
Well, we have a few different offerings, a broad spectrum, if you will, of capabilities, depending on the size and nature of your operation. But I guess I would start with our Slingshot solutions, which is a digital platform that provides lots of different capabilities from a software standpoint that can give you some metrics, can give you a measuring stick, if you will, on how you're performing today as an operation. We accurately measure, kind of your work time, idle time, and transit times, and kind of a little pie chart to kind of show operations how efficient or inefficient they might be operating for all of their machines. And we get real granular on a per day basis, how many acres are covered. And then we can get a side-by-side comparison of what equipment is performing better than some of the others. And that information can help guide their decisions on, where they may need to invest more, maybe where they need to pull back a little bit, and maybe optimize some areas that maybe that were blind spots before. So we start with that just to kind of give a report card, if you will, on where things sit. And then to enhance that, to do something about it, to make it more efficient, we have Dispatch Pro, which is our latest and greatest dispatching solution. It is built for the professional, users, if you will, which is why we designate it as Pro. And that helps operations managers, dispatchers just more accurately plan and really allocate machines to the right areas of their territories. And what we've seen on average is about a 20% boost in efficiency gain just by coordinating those efforts better, by being able to put machines in the right place. And the icing on the cake with all this, because it's Raven, we integrate that all the way to the display in the cab. So much of the spreaders and sprayers in the market come with a Raven Viper 4 in the cabs today. And these work orders, this data that's being provided through these platforms automatically gets basically integrated into that display. So now the applicator in the field doesn't have to punch a bunch of buttons in the cab, waste a lot of time with the paperwork. They can simply ingest that information very easily, review it just to do a quality check, if you will, hit go, and they're off to the races in spraying or spreading. And that alone saves them roughly, 10 to 12 minutes per field, just in data entry. So if you multiply that times the number of fields they may do in a day, it actually adds up to a fair bit of time that now can be utilized for applications. So you can cover more acres in a day, be more efficient in doing that. And in doing so, you're better leveraging those investments in the equipment than you might have otherwise.
Paul, Raven continues to invest in autonomy and driverless technology, which will take efficiency in the field to a new level. Can you provide an update of where Raven is in this regard?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, it's a super exciting space to be in. Technology overall in agriculture has never been better. And the promise of automation and autonomy in the space is, kind of mind blowing to some, in some regards. So it's super fascinating. And really the way we're looking at it is very much an extension of what I just described around, digital and unlocking some of the efficiency gains in an operation. Again, coming back to the labor challenges, a lot of the capabilities I just mentioned were about, unlocking efficiency for those operations and the people you already have in place. So if we can make those folks even more efficient, theoretically, it may take less people to actually do the same amount of work. We can take that even further now and, take a driver that might normally be in the cab or today, maybe they're not available because of the labor shortage, but now maybe we can make that machine driverless. So we can actually now put that asset into use without the necessity of an actual driver in that cab. So that's super exciting. That's kind of the mission that we're on, if you will. We call it the path to autonomy, and taking these steps towards that. We've continued our development efforts. We've been very forthcoming with our efforts there. With the Case IH Trident with Raven Autonomy on it was introduced last summer. We continue to develop on that platform. We're continuing to refine our autonomy solutions overall. We have other autonomy projects underway at Raven, and we're just continuing to build on those so that in the next few years or whatever it will take, we're just going to continue to advance and step it up as we move forward. So automation, autonomy, all of those pieces really lead to a more efficient space, again, in this very time-sensitive area of agriculture. So we're super excited about it.
Paul, I know Raven listens intently to its customers. Are most of your customers embracing future technology?
They are. In fact, they're the main reason why we're doing what we're doing. We spend a lot of time with our customers, visit with them, almost daily. I would try to leave them alone during the busiest time of the year, but we're very much in close contact with them. And a lot of the investments we've made, acquisitions we've made, the solutions we provide is really based on feedback that we get from our customers. We've done a lot of different things over the years to, build that relationship and develop those partnerships that are so important. Various events where we bring people to Sioux Falls, where our headquarters is in South Dakota, and do some, like a 2-day, really under the covers, like just kind of figure out what's going on and all the ins and outs and a lot of technology that's going on, as well as gather feedback, roundtable sessions, those types of things to really hear what's on their mind and what we might be able to do. And one of the key takeaways and feedback that we hear from those attendees that come to our various events is they voice their opinions, we listen, and we actually do stuff about them. We do something about them. And so, we do implement a lot of the things that we get feedback from our customers about and put them into our solutions, maybe change some of our behaviors and really kind of guides us as we go forward. So, whether it's autonomy, automation, some of the digital workflow things I've described earlier, like a lot of that came from, again, our customer and what would matter to them the most, and really taking those steps forward to help them accomplish those goals. So that's really neat to be a part of, and continue to build upon that as we go forward for years to come.
Paul, thanks very much for taking the time to talk about how Raven's precision agricultural technology is helping and will continue to help retailers identify and solve efficiencies.
My pleasure. Thank you.